His Royal Highness Prince Philip served his Queen, country and the Commonwealth for more than 7 decades. Discharged from hospital in March after a month of medical treatment for a heart condition, he spent his final days at Windsor Castle with the Queen by his side. The Duke of Edinburgh's last official engagement was back in July when he handed over his military responsibilities. In November, Buckingham Palace released these poignant pictures to mark the royal couple's wedding anniversary. His appearances have been few and far between since retiring from public life in 2017, a stark contrast to the cameras following his every move in decades prior. Born in Greece in 1921, the only son and 5th child of Princess Alice of Battenberg and Prince Andrew of Greece and Denmark, the young Philip was in the line of succession for both countries but grew up in Paris after his family fled war. His childhood was fractured and blighted with tragedy. His mother was admitted to an asylum, diagnosed with schizophrenia, and his sister died in a plane crash. Tragedies depicted in the Netflix series The Crown. After finishing school in the UK, Philip joined the British Navy. A talented cadet, he rose swiftly through the ranks. Philip first met his future bride in 1934 when she was still a young girl. The pair exchanged letters while he was away at sea, and the engagement was announced shortly after Princess Elizabeth turned 21. "200 million people watched the wedding ceremony held at Westminster Abbey in 1947. The dashing Duke and the pretty princess were the golden couple in the dark period of global history.
Before long, the calls of the people were answered as onto the famous balcony came the bride and bridegroom.
To marry a Windsor, Philip renounced his right to the Greek throne, changed both his religion, his name, and distanced himself from some of his close family. The Duke's surviving 3 sisters did not attend the wedding. Married to Germans, their attendance was deemed too sensitive in post-war Britain. After a naval posting in Malta, the young couple moved to Clarence House, where their family grew. Prince Charles was born in 1949. Princess Anne 2 years later, and Andrew and Edward followed. Elizabeth succeeded to the throne in 1952 after the sudden death of her father, King George VI. Shortly after her accession, the new Queen and her trusted consort embarked on a lengthy 6-month tour of the Commonwealth.
The Queen is coming to her capital. She came as the living symbol of the unity of crown and people.
The trip became well known for more than just pomp and circumstance. An Australian press crew inadvertently witnessed a tense standoff between the monarch and her husband, a moment also reimagined in The Crown.
Oh, let me happy. Get out! Me, woman. Don't you dare! Back here! Christ!
Royal rumours swirled. Philip was apparently struggling to find his feet, forfeiting his own career in the military to play second in command to his wife and Queen. The Duke returned to Australia 3 years later to open the Melbourne Olympic Games, this time alone. But their marriage endured the early scandals, a remarkable partnership of duty and devotion.
He has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years.
Back in the 50s, Prince Philip also founded his successful Duke of Edinburgh award scheme. More than 6 decades on, it still challenges thousands of young people to seek adventure.
Children come into the world completely ignorant and with no experience. At least this gives them some idea of what life is like.
What you can achieve if you set your mind to it.
A keen sportsman, Philip loved to spend his time playing polo, shooting and carriage riding, a sport he helped to develop. Described by those who know him as a man with a wicked wit, Prince Philip's sense of humour left him in hot water on occasion.
There's a difference between being concerned for the conservation of nature and being a bunny hugger.
Prone to infamous gaffes, he sparked the occasional controversy on the royal circuit.
For this very private of public couples, quite a romantic gesture.
In 2017, the Duke announced his retirement from royal duties, bowing out of the spotlight so that the younger generations could take on more responsibility. Prince Philip overcame several health scares in recent years, including a car crash on the Sandringham estate and a spell in hospital after the rain-soaked Diamond Jubilee parade. Just months away from his milestone birthday, instead of celebrating his century, the monarch will mourn a much-loved husband, father, grandfather and great-grandfather. The longest-serving consort in British history.